I need to think about clamping the workpiece now. I've got lots of cramps and things going on. So we need to line this up with the string and then think about how we can get clamps on everything. Quick look round. Right, so your first one is going to be the bottom one. Now, although this riser is going to be into the string, because the string, the newel will be in the centre there, so this will have to be short, and the cutout there we don't need. That will give us the level for the top of the barefaced tenon. So we're going to cut that out anyway. It'll just help later on. Okay, so what we need to do is line that up with, I'm sure you can see this, I need to line that template up with there, but I need to allow the 8.5mm for the guide bush. Okay, so there's an easy way of doing that. Rather than trying to measure 8.5mm everywhere, or measuring it before, drawing lines, ending up with two sets of lines and getting it wrong, I've just machined and thicknessed two small pieces of beech. So if I put that on the tread and that on the riser, I can then slide that in place, and as long as that line and that line match up, it's got a little dimp in it, so, and that's okay. I'm going to actually cover the line up, and then in theory it'll cut on the waist side of my line. Be as fussy as you want with this, just get it nice, get it right. If it's not at the right angle, it's all wasted effort. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I know that's 8.5mm away from there now, and the same with that bit. So that's where I want it to be, and I don't want it to move. So let's get the cordless. I've got a couple of pilot holes I've already put in there. I'm just going to carefully put that in there. Now I've positioned these pilot holes carefully, just thinking about the string and a finished staircase and what you want to see as a customer. You don't want screw holes in your stairs all the way up, and this might be a finish of varnish or something like that, or a stain, or it might be polished, it could be oak, it could be anything. So I put these pilot holes in so they land underneath the stairs, underneath the tread and the riser, so they're not going to be seen afterwards, but they give a good connection between the template and the string. All I need to do now is clamp the whole thing down so it doesn't move. Okay, so that's together now, I'm happy with that. I'll get my quick cramps and just have a look around and see where I can cramp it. That one looks like it can go there, and I'll get the template as well with that one, so that's okay. And this one, now then, I've got a gap underneath there, so if I clamp that, it's going to pull and distort that. So all I need to do is think about something the same thickness, the offcut I used earlier, bang that underneath there, that'll make that nice and solid. Back to that. Okay, good to go. Things to think about: is it level? Is it sturdy? Is it safe? Is it enough room for the router to move around freely without hitting your cramps? So just do it. Okay, so we've made a start cutting now. All we need to think about is getting the router, find the surface of the string, set the depth, feel your way in. You can see the gap there, so maybe go in 3mm at a time. When the router starts, it'll take the power from the LEV hoover, so just give the router a few seconds because the hoover will kick in slightly later. That'll give you full extraction. Take your hand clockwise, anti-clockwise underneath the extraction and the lead. That just keeps the lead out of the way and stops it catching things. Okay, so here we go. I've done one pass already. I've gone in about 3 or 4mm. We'll try the second pass. So I'll turn it on. I'll set the depth to there, so I know I'm touching the bottom of the housing. I'll just lift it up a tiny bit, turn it on, and then I'll feel my way in and do a few more mil. Okay, so that's the first housing done. Take the clamps off. Unscrew your template. Get rid of your dust. So that's the first one done there. All we need to do now is repeat that process. Get your spacers, line them up. Clamp the template. Get the router, put your arm under, and off we go again. Put that onto the surface, go on there. Make sure your router cutter isn't touching the string when you switch it on, so just come into the spare bit, switch it on, I'll feel my way in, 3 to 4 mil at a time. Okay, so one little tip, as I'm moving across here, I'm finding that there's a bit of breakout on these treads. So what that has the danger of doing is holding your template up and changing the depth of this cut. So if you have breakout, give it a quick sand, get that off. One way to reduce that is just to go in a few mil with your first cut. And that'll just cut the very top edge nice and clean. Okay, so we'll do that this time. Hand underneath. Remove the wedges. Okay, so that's the last one done. Just check that and see if it's worked. Yeah, there's not enough breakout on that one. It's a bit nicer. That's a bit of finishing off. Okay, so That's our first string cut out for the right hand side. We now do exactly the same on the other side, but turn the template upside down and use the other side. Same method. Once we've done that, we'll come back and we'll talk about this tenon at the bottom.